G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the LR Goku Rose and Zamasu, and we're going to see just how good they are after their EZA. So to cut a long story short, they look pretty good. I think the EZA is probably one of the better EZAs that's come out, and a lot of people were very hyped for it, seeing how good it was on JP. But they are attack type lead of Ki +4, HP attack and defense of 120%. Their raise attack for 1 turn cause colossal damage to the enemy and raise defense by 30% for 3 turns. Their raise attack for 1 turn and cause mega colossal damage to the enemy and raise defense by 30% for 6 turns on their 12 and 18 keys respectively. They recover 15% HP in their passive. They have Ki +2, defense of 50% at the start of turn, with an additional Ki +2, defense of 50% and guarding all attacks for 3 turns from the start of turn. They have attack of 100% when performing super attack, plus an additional Ki +1 up to 4 and attack and defense plus 30% up to 120% with each attack received. So it's a very interesting passive. It's very cumulative into each other. If you are still under the effects of the 3-turn starting defense bonus, your defense is 340% in total, and if you are not, your total defense you can achieve is 230%, which is pretty high. It doesn't take them long to build up those stacks, and you have to be hit 4 times, so it's really quite easy. In terms of build, I would suggest going crit build on them and some defensive gear. That's just what I would suggest. And in terms of links, they have a very strong link set: Fear and Faith, Nightmare, Prepared for Battle, Dismal Future, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. And they're on the Realm of the Gods, Potara, Future Saga, Time Travel, Destroying Forces, and Worldwide Chaos teams. They're very much a big buff to the Worldwide Chaos and the Potara and the Time Travelers, the Goku Black centric teams. They are definitely a big buff too. And considering the fact that Strength Goku Rose or Goku Black Super Saiyan Rose recently got his EZA, it's not difficult to see why these guys are so highly valued, considering they just basically got a very good linking partner that gives them a huge defensive buff on top of that. So the two of them in combo, very good. Like, they link very well with the LR Zamasu. Personally speaking, it's very good when you see all the buffs that their team recently got. Still think their team needs buffs. You can see here 4.7 million to start off with is a pretty good start. Offensively, they haven't actually changed that much, barring the modifier for their 25 key. I don't actually think they've changed at all offensively. They literally have the exact same build offensively, so that is something. They do raise attack for 1 turn on their super, but that's not really super necessary. So yeah, overall, I think they have a great EZA. I think their team getting a lot of buffs at the same time does kind of help them as well. Not to say that they'd be bad without the buffs, but having 2 good partners also come out of nowhere does help the unit a lot. Yeah, considering Goku Blacks and Zamasu generally only really link well amongst themselves due to kind of like the cross Saiyan / evil guy link set. It's very good to always get units that link pretty well with you. You look at Zamasu, or the Merge Zamasu. Merge Zamasu has Big Bad Bosses. He's got Dismal Future, or which, you know, obviously this unit has Fierce Battle as well, Legendary Power, which is fantastic, Nightmare as well. So you've got all the big key links that you really want, and so you've got a great kind of tanky unit with another great tanky unit. They just work really well in general. Here we can see again just continuing to show some pretty nice attack stats, not really getting hit either, so just a very good ability to build up. Just obviously building up that defense. You can see how that's stacking. Getting the 18 key is obviously crucial to them reaching those super high defensive stacks. So getting the 18 key means that you can carry at most 3 stacks at any given time. So think of it like this: if they attack on turn 1, they will gain a 30% attack stack. If they attack on turn 3, they will gain a 30% stack, and then they can gain a further 30% stack on turn 5. That's essentially how it works. and then they will lose that stack but regain that stack. So they constantly, in theory, should be able to hold 3 stacks at once, which is obviously very good for their defense. If you get any additionals, that will just be a temporary additional stack from the 12 key. So very, very, very good stuff. Yeah, all things considered, we didn't see too much of them here, but we did see, yeah, essentially what they kind of start at. Obviously, my Zamasu Goku Rose has a dupe in them. This is something that's important to just be aware of. Your Zamasu Rose will change depending on how well or how many dupes you have in them. So yeah, that's obviously something that I think that's applicable for every unit. For them it does matter a little bit though, because of the way the defense stacking works. Having that additional defense is a cumulative increase. You know, it's 30% on 30% on 30%. So it is, you know, definitely something that I would say you do want to consider at least. But yeah, that's really about it when you think about all these things. So yeah, obviously here we're gonna get a better look at them. 166k. This is kind of a decent situation for them. No big bad bosses active. That's also something that's very important. So in terms of their link skills, there's a lot of value in link leveling. Prepared for battle gives you 5% defense. Big bad bosses gives you a 25% defense and attack on start of turn. Dismal Future gives you 5% crit and some more key, which is very crucial to getting your 18 key early on. And yeah, just in general, some pretty decent stuff. Obviously, the big one is Big Bad Bosses. Once that one hits level 10, you kind of get like a big start of turn upgrade for most units. So it is, yeah, quite important, I would say, to get that. But it's not entirely necessary, but it is, you know, valued. And I would say if you are focusing on a link, or if there's a link you really want to hit level 10, you can kind of forget the rest. It's obviously Big Bad Bosses. They share it with pretty much every major unit. So Merge Zamasus, they share it with Goku Roses, Goku Blacks. They don't share it with some Zamasus. Some base Zamasus do not have Big Bad Bosses. This is okay. It's not really like a huge problem. You're not really looking to link them with Zamasus. You're more looking to link them with Merge Zamasu or Fusion Zamasus. And then you obviously, you know, want to kind of take it from there. So here, you know, we've got 430,000 defense. Obviously, we're still under the effects of the 50% buff. So that is something to just be aware of. And yeah, they're going to start to look pretty good now. Obviously, 9.4 million. Starting to look very, very, you know, tasty, looking solid, looking like their defense is building up. They're getting those 18 key stacks, and this is where they start to look very menacing. In Dokkan events, you're not even really going to see the apex of their power. Most Dokkan events, you're not getting attacked really, or at least enough to really build up their attack and defense quickly. And yeah, the nice thing about them is that guard for the first 3 turns. It doesn't sound like it's important, but it is very important to how their design works and why people like them so much. It's the ability to stick them in the way of pretty much anything in the first 3 turns and let them take those stacks. And by doing so, their defense raises to an incredibly high level. And this is the kind of helpful, conducive nature of their design. You could battle infinitely and obviously have them gain stacks normally. But the thing is with the guard active, you can just stick them in the way. Fighting an in character in the first 3 turns, no problem. Let them build up stacks. Fighting a strength character, physical character, any kind of character, no problem. Let them build stacks. So you can see the defense falling away does affect them a little bit. They still have 1 more stack to go. They still have some build up from the attacks as well to go. So you can see though that they went from 460 to 350 even though we got the 18 key. That 50% is quite crucial to their build up. 10.4 million, also very solid. And yeah, you can see that it you know, getting the 18 keys, getting all the hit stacks build up is going to be imperative to seeing their max defense. You know, if you're only getting 12 keys, if you are not getting hit too much, if you're killing the enemy beforehand, yeah, it's not going to help you too much. You really do want to get the 18 key. You really do want to get, you know, that kind of like hit from them. You want to get that overarching kind of like big boost from having them get all their hits, from having them really build up everything. And it is important, you know. It's not something that I think a lot of players should realistically, you know, not achieve. Like, you should be making sure that you get all of these things done correctly. But yeah, you could see there that they were building up nicely. Fully built up they do. With the dupe, they do end up around the 600k mark with how Big Bad Boss is active, which is pretty high. They also hit, as you could see, 10.4 million, which is a very, very good attack stat. So overall, they're just a great unit. Yeah, I'm not going to really argue too much. I just think they are a fantastic unit. They do a lot of great work, and they're one of the few units that can tank Cell Max with raw defense. One of the few units that just with raw defense can look so impressive because of how high it can get. Obviously, this is with the first dupe, and that is a very important dupe to have. But yeah, overall, they do just look really, really nice. So yeah, in terms of link skills, obviously, to highlight a couple for you to focus on, Big Bad Bosses is probably the #1 important one. If you can get Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, you basically have all the crucial links that you need to kind of link with any extreme LR. Then you can kind of build around that depending on what direction you want to go. Maybe you want to grab Fear and Faith, maybe you want to grab Nightmare, maybe you want to grab Prepared for Battle, maybe you want to grab Dismal Future. Fear and Faith, Prepared for Battle, Dismal Future. Fairly consistent key links. Dismal Future, obviously a Future Saga orientated one. Prepared for Battle, definitely more orientated towards Saiyans. And Fear and Faith is more orientated to your like Janemba and artificial kind of life form units. Fear and Faith does help you out quite a bit actually, so it helps you to link up with a couple other alternative units. And weirdly enough, they actually link up pretty well with a couple turles units. The thing is synergy, so they don't really join in with a lot of other units on categories. Like, they link up pretty decently with physical Janemba, but they can't be on a team with physical Janemba. So it's like, yay, they link up with him, but unless you're running extreme class or something, you're not really going to get them together. They do link up somewhat decently with like physical Boo. Physical Boo, you know, links up semi-decently with them, with Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power, but realistically speaking, you want to focus on having Goku Rose units. Specifically, the best unit for this guy is the Merged Zamasu. But that's it from me. See you in the next one. Bye.